Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday and welcome to Sigma Street Talk. Okay, the idea today is I think I'm going to do two videos. One doing this here, the Sigma Street Talk. The second one will be the usual kind, from sitting down from my little home studio. And they're going to be kind of connected, all right? The first one here, I'm going to talk about tariffs and the whole hands-off, the demonstrations, the huge demonstrations across the country yesterday. And the thing that scares me about Trump supporters, that's what I'm going to talk about now, and it's all kind of connected. So here we go. If you watch my channel, you must have heard me bring up empathy before. This is something I kind of got used to using in my recovery over the last 18 years. It's really helped me. Putting myself in somebody else's position, walking a mile in somebody else's moccasins, as a Native American would say. And so I thought about this, how Trump supporters defend everything and anything that Trump says or does. And that scares me. Using empathy, I thought back to all the people I voted for. Clinton, Obama, Biden, and I thought about things I didn't like about them. With Clinton, when the dress came out right off the bat, I was like, dude, you're a big fat liar. That was stupid, right off the bat. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I just, as soon as I saw it, I called him out on that. Obama, I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure there was stuff he did, that I disagreed with. Biden, freaking TikTok, man. I think they're lying. First of all, like Google Earth, or our information is all over the place already. Americans' information. So I think it's kind of BS that they're saying they're worried about communist China getting our information. That just does not make sense to me. Plus, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of American citizens make their money through monetized TikTok channels. Sooner or later, I'd love to have my TikTok channel monetized like my YouTube channel is. So this tariff thing, like I said, it's just, I've never seen Trump supporters disagree with anything he's ever said or anything he's ever done, and that scares me. Let's use the business model, okay? If a manufacturing company was making a shoddy product, right, and everybody in the company just kissed up to the boss and said, oh, this product's great, man, it's great, boss, it's going to do wonderful, it's going to sell just like all our other products, and it gets out there and it sinks. You can't have a company full of yes men. You can't have a country full of yes men. That scares me the most is Trump realizes this without a doubt. He's not that stupid. He's not that ignorant. When it comes to arrogant narcissism, I think he's very savvy. So he must know that anything he says or anything he does is going to be immediately rubber stamped and perfect and wonderful and genius by MAGA, and that's got to get to, like that. Like I said yesterday, ultimate absolute power corrupts absolutely, and if that's not absolute power, I don't know what is. The thing that scares me is, he's already toyed around with this stuff about staying in for a third term. I really believe he could say tomorrow, well, for the good of the country, for our security, I need to stay in the presidency for the foreseeable future. I need to be the president, to keep this country secure. And I could easily see half the country MAGA supporting that, and that scares the hell out of me. Is how they support him, even though a lot of this is against their own best interests. He could say tomorrow, he could tell them, the country, I need you all to cut off your left thumb. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least that millions of people cut off their left thumb tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't think it's, I've seen crazier things happen. Hey, so with the tariffs, all of a sudden it occurred to me, it's the stuff I use, the stuff I buy, and I buy a lot of this stuff. Mountain bikes, sneakers. I've got like 20 pairs of new sneakers at home. I've literally got 3 brand new mountain bikes and cell phones, iPhones. All those things, none of those things are made in America. I saw an article today that iPhones. We're looking at paying $2,500 for iPhones with these tariffs, you know? And how could people support that? So again, over these last couple of days, you know, I've seen MAGA doing their darndest to try to make excuses and the whataboutism. Well, the gasoline prices are going down, so that's something. You could grow your own eggs. You know, you could buy homemade eggs. This is the one that really bothered me, and I've seen quite a few posts about this. Well, lazy people, something about lazy people. Well, lazy people don't like successful people, like one of those Elon Musk fanboys. That ticks me off. Now, this is where it leads into tomorrow's video, where I want to talk about, I am busy at least 16 hours a day. I'm almost to a obsessive compulsive degree. And, you know, like I said, the whole MAGA thing, making excuses for everything and anything that Trump does or says. I don't want to use the C word, the cult word, but what else is it? What do you think of these tariffs? Okay, and check out the next video. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but it's got to do with why I'm so obsessively busy, almost to a workaholic degree. Have a good Monday.